Okay, hi everybody. I'm using this really old computer because my other computer has decided that it won't record sound. So I'm going to do a much quicker video than the original very long video for Spider-Verse that I had done just a second ago before my computer died. Or it didn't die. The sound stopped working on Photo Booth, which is what I use to record videos because I am not technologically great. So, Into the Spider-Verse. I saw it yesterday. It's the first film I saw in theaters. It's lovely and amazing. It's directed by Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. It has 15 credited writers, but 3 for the screenplay. Phil Lord for the story, Phil Lord and Rodney Rothman for the screenplay, and then 12 or 11 people credited for character creations. Now, this is because, spoilers, I had not seen any of the marketing, the posters, the trailer, nothing, and so I didn't know anything about why it was called Spider-Verse. I thought perhaps, because Miles Morales is the new Spider-Man, so there's 2 of them. No, there are so many Spider people. So there is Spider-Man Noir, and the Noir character is played by Nicolas Cage. I had no idea such a comic even existed. I need the whole comic as a movie now. There was Spider-Ham, which kept making me think of that part in the Simpsons movie where they're with Spider-Pig. Where's the Spider-Pig? Spider-Pig. You know the part I'm talking about. There's a manga character. There is Alt Spider-Man, Peter B. Parker, and a bunch of things like that. The cast is great. Miles Morales is played by Shameik Moore, who was the main kid in Dope. Peter Parker, the gold shining Peter Parker, is Chris Pine. The Alt Peter Parker who's seen better times is Jake Johnson. The rest of the cast includes Haley Steinfeld, Mahershala Ali, Brian Tyree Henry, Lily Tomlin as Aunt May, who is like the greatest Aunt May ever, Zoe Kravitz, John Mulaney, Nicolas Cage, I said, Catherine Hahn as Doc Ock. Spoilers, when she showed up as the female Doc Ock, I lost my mind because, oh my god, Doc Ock should always have been a woman. She was so good and so evil. Liev Schreiber is Pinball. Oscar Isaac supposedly in one scene. Stan Lee has his Stan Lee cameo. It's lovely. The animation style is to die for. It has those little dots that are great, as well as Miles Morales is a bit of a graffiti artist, and they incorporate graffiti art into the style of the animation. So you've got all these different kinds of animation meshing with all these different kinds of spider universes. There is beautiful heart, humor, family values, how hard it is to be a family, what it is to be a family. You got chosen families, you got how you become friends with people. There was not really a romance so much as a mutual friendship, which was great. Kept making me think of when I saw the Return of the Jedi, the Force Awakens, and how I saw it as an adult, but it made me think about how great it was for all the children that would see it and all these girls that would see themselves as heroes for the first time, and seeing a film with a character like Miles Morales and realizing that like comics themselves have always been ahead of the game in terms of really being forward with the way that the world is progressing, and the movies have not caught up, and we've made so many of these movies, and we finally sort of catching up with Black Panther earlier this year and now Into the Spider-Verse. And so I kept thinking how great it is for children to see themselves reflected as heroes for the first time. Certain, non-white children, basically. And I thought that was really well handled and just lovely. And Miles was so much fun to hang out with. And I liked the little, there's little Easter eggy things to our society that's not quite the same New York as our New York, where he had a poster in his dorm and it was clearly Chance the Rapper, except that it had an A instead of a C on the baseball cap. I thought that was a great moment. I also really enjoyed that I watched this film with an audience full of children. There was a part where the Peter B. Parker he's kind of a little schlubby, and this kid behind us goes, "That's the worst Spider-Man I ever saw." And it was so adorable, and it was like, yeah, kid, that is the worst Spider-Man. And then later there's a scene where they've kind of fallen, and all these New Yorkers are walking over them on the sidewalk, and Miles is like, "Can you not do this for a second?" And they just keep walking over him, and he's like, "Thanks, New York." And then all these kids in the audience kept going, "Thanks, New York." And you just know they're going to go home and like find reasons to go, "Thanks, New York," to their parents for the rest of the day. And that was utterly delightful. I loved the way it was a tribute to Stan Lee and Stan Lee's vision for the world. I thought if every comic book film was this artistic and stylistically challenging and beautiful and visually wondrous, I would go see them more often. But I don't find CGI as artful as, yes, this is computer generated animation, but it's done in a throwback style to hand-drawn art and to graffiti art and to comic book art, and with the panels and all kinds of things that made it feel like reading a comic book come to life. And the other comic book films bring the characters to life, but they don't bring the art of comic books to life. And that's why I liked this film, and I wish more of the films did that, because then I would be interested in watching, you know, these extended universes a little bit more. So I really loved this film. I thought it was great. I highly recommend seeing it in a theater. It is delightful. It is well made. It has so much heart and action and comedy, and I want an entire film of Spider-Man Noir. Oh my god. So this is Into the Spider-Verse, and I'm sorry if the quality of this video is not good. This laptop is like super, super old. I'm going to see if I can figure out what's going on with my other laptop and photo booth and why the recording sound is just not working, but where there's a will, there's a way. So this is Into the Spider-Verse. Go see it in theaters. It's delightful. Oh god, I forgot I have to use a mouse pad to turn this off. The trackpad doesn't work on this laptop. Okay, Into the Spider-Verse. Go see it.